little project here. This is a deer feeder. It's just a big container you fill with corn or whatever. It's got a little battery thing, it hangs on the bottom, and it's on a timer, and it turns on and spreads the corn depending on how much and how long you have the timer set for. And I had it hanging from a rope between two trees in front of my tiny house. I'm not a deer hunter, but I like to look at them. I like to get them on camera, but it just didn't work too well. It hung too low. It's pretty heavy when you fill it with corn. So I'm gonna make a tripod to hold it up. I was lucky enough to find this piece of fence rail, top rail at my son's new house. He was getting ready to throw it away. So I drove over there with the big old trailer to pick up this piece of pipe that weighs about 10 pounds. And I'm gonna make a tripod. So I'm gonna cut this in thirds, and then we're gonna try to figure out how to make them, how to make a uniform tripod. So last week I rolled this piece of metal, which will go around the bottom of the plastic, and I realized I didn't have any welding gas. So that ended that. So I can weld this together, cut this into thirds, and let's do some head scratching. I now have 3 legs the same length. I have a circle welded up, and I have the circle divided into thirds by using a piece of string and measuring the string and dividing it up and marking them. It's fairly accurate. So now each one of these needs to be welded at each one of these, and the tricky part is they need the same lean. I'm not sure how to do that, but anyway, I'm gonna put one on the ground. We're gonna start. I'll put it on the ground and weld one. It looks like a pretty good lean to me. I didn't check the deer standards manual, but yeah, I think between compromise between getting as high as reasonable and getting it wide enough so it won't tump over, maybe weld this a little bit, and the second one will be a challenge. All right, we are welded, and I have a leg clamp to it, so if I rotate it around, get the next black mark where the arrow goes, right there. Pipe up there. Should be pretty close. Wish I had some weight. Go move. Here. Here. It's welded. I think that's going to be close. On the other side, you don't need to look at my butt. The weld wire is not supposed to look like this. I don't know what happened, but I gotta just gotta cut the wire, pull the old wire out, and refeed it. So the 3 legs are tacked to the circle, not a whole lot of weld there. And I moved the vertical braces and put a triangle brace around the perimeter. I want to try to turn it over without it breaking. I think without these braces, it would not have made it. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. So I'm gonna put some steel braces, approximately where the wooden braces are. I'm gonna put some guides to keep the plastic, well, I need a bottom. So it's the bucket sitting more on this little pieces of pipe. I'm gonna put some verticals to keep the raccoons from knocking it over. And I'm gonna put a basket under the feeder because the raccoons will get up there and twirl that little twirly thing by hand all day long until they empty the bucket. They're pretty smart little critters. All right, let's keep going. From the top of that rim, I came down 3 feet, put a mark all the way around, and I measured this one, and it measured 26 5/8. So I cut 3 of them, 26 5/8. If these don't measure right, all I need to do is loosen the clamps and make it right. We're gonna make a triangle around, and that's gonna make it a whole lot stronger. Then I can get rid of all these clamps, and then we can look at what we need to do up top to hold the bucket. Okay, it's kind of hot out here. It's 94 degrees, 93 degrees. First really hot day of summer, but I want to do a couple more things before I go. Now the bucket is sitting on the end of the pipe, and it's not going to go anywhere. But my problem is I don't have much of a weld at all between the pipe and the ring. So I want to put a little flat plate up in there. So when the bucket will sit on it, and it will give me more weld. And the exact same thing on the outside. I want to put a flat plate to give me some more weld. And from there, I'm gonna put some verticals to keep the bucket from falling over or get knocked over. So I wanna get those 6 little flat plates done before I go, real quick. Like, I haven't been a good cameraman, but I haven't done that much either anyway. I put a little square piece on the inside and the outside. That's to give the plastic pot more to sit on, and it's a better connection between this thin wall pipe and the ring. And then I put a vertical flat bar on all 3 legs, kind of holds the thing snug, make sure some coon don't get up there and knock it over. I put a flat plate on each foot, a little hole, and I made some little stakes where we can hammer them into the ground and wiggle them back out. So, besides paint, it's done, except for, it's my understanding the raccoons can climb up in here and reach in here and spin that little wheel and empty out the whole thing. So I gotta put something where they can't reach in, but it has to have big enough holes so the corn can fly out. And that'll be my next project. That'll be after lunch. Took some 1x2 fence wire and made a box. And then around the top, I wrapped some, I call it rabbit wire. I'm not sure the real name for it. And it looks kind of like this. And if I put it up under here, like that, I think I can keep the raccoons out of the mechanism. Now, unfortunately, this thing really throws a nice corn pattern like an umbrella. Most of that corn's gonna get blocked by the screen, but it will fall straight down. So, yeah, I'm pretty good with this. I think I'll just tie wrap it in the 3 corners in case I need to open the box up, get the battery or something. I can just cut those tie wraps. So, deer feeder is finished, except for paint. I'm gonna paint it now. I'm not gonna paint everything, but I'm gonna paint my wells. I'm gonna paint this plastic tub so it's not so gosh darn ugly. And we'll go put it up. All right, well, we're set up. I got on a piece of plywood because I had the plywood and seems like it'd be less messy. And now I need to put the battery in that hadn't been in it in a long time and have a test button to make sure it works. And I got to get my step ladder and put some corn in there. I think I'll do the corn first. I'm not sure what size these buckets are. I think they're 7 gallons or maybe 8 gallons, but they have a great screw lid that's pretty much waterproof. This is what chlorine tablets come in if you have a swimming pool, or if my neighbor's brother has a swimming pool cleaning company, so I've got a few of these. I didn't fill it all the way up, but I think it'll hold a whole 50-pound bag of corn, which is a lot. So I got it in there, got the top screwed shut, and now we're getting it started. It hadn't run in many months. It's been sitting over at the foundry. It takes a 6-volt battery, and on the internet it said that my neighborhood Home Depot had those in stock. So I went there and looking at the battery rack, couldn't find them. Asked a couple of people, they were clueless, and finally somebody knew that there was one in stock, and they have them in the automatic garage door opening department because it takes the message from the sender, I guess. But anyway, I got my little 6-volt battery, and it's really simple. There's just little clips that come with the Deere spreader machine, and you just clip it on the battery terminals. I'm not sure how long it's going to last. It's not a very big battery, but the little thing doesn't do too much anyway, so might have to get a bigger one or a couple of them. We'll see how long it lasts. So I press the test button, and sure enough, 10 seconds later it comes on and runs, and it makes a lot of noise, but I think the animals figure this out and come running when they hear the noise, I think. That was the test. I hit the test button, and it delayed a few seconds and then sprayed. And with the basket, I think more of the corn is going to fall straight down, but we'll see. This thing is supposed to know night from day, and it's got programmable logic in it, so it's going to come on in the morning and in the evening, and as the days change going into summer, it should adjust itself. So anyway, I threw some corn around, kind of spread it around. There's fresh deer tracks here. It's kind of surprising. And I need to go get my camera and tie it to the tree, and let's see what we can see what kind of views we can capture. That's what it's all about. I'm not going to shoot them. I just want to see them. So next trip to the country, I see that somebody has been trying to get the basket off. This didn't slide down with gravity because I had it up pretty tight. So I went and got some big copper wires, and I have it tied on there now, so it is not going to fall, and nobody's going to pull it down. And a couple of weeks later, once I finally figured out how to use the camera, we got customers. This is really exciting. Not just because I have deers at a deer feeder, because it is right across the road from the tree house. So if I can lure these deers a little bit closer, my wife and I can sit in a tree house and watch them come out in the evening for a bite. So yeah, this has really been a fun little project. Not much of a construction project, but still a fun project. So anyway, thanks for watching.